Perth. Pete Wishart.
And thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker. In the short time available to me, I would like to exclusively focus on the plight of our musicians and those involved in our music industry. This has been an absolute miserable time for our artists and musicians. Never before have conditions been so tough. Music's a sociable endeavour. Performance is all about people coming together. It's about communion, about joy, about comfort, about solace and release. Quite simply, music is the discourse of the soul. Of all the industries and endeavours impacted by the prohibiting of human beings coming together, live music was always going to be about the most heavily impacted. And a whole sector has effectively been closed down. And this isn't just about the musicians, miserable though it is for them. It's about the venues, the technical crews, the ancillary staff, the college, the band crew. It is thousands and thousands of people. And music was already just about the most precarious of professions. Where it used to be a field of dreams, it's now mainly about ploughing some lonely furrow, hoping to make a few beans. Yes, it could yield great riches for the very few who reach the pinnacle of success, but most musicians will be more acquainted with poverty than plenty. Most musicians earn less than the minimum wage for their art, and traditional career routes have been turned on their heads. Next to no money is now earned from recorded works. That's unbelievable. Streaming and digital services have decimated band incomes, and musicians are subject to one of the most extensive and widest value gaps that exist in any sector. Where music has been listened to more than ever and where music is more widely available, people are indeed getting rich. But it's not the musicians, it's the platforms, the gatekeepers of the music, the big tech companies who are earning almost a grotesque fortune from the wonderful works of others. Madam Deputy Speaker, I was lucky. I plied my trade in music in the 80s and 90s, the good times. This was the peak in record sales and when profitability and touring was just about at its maximum. Sustainable careers were possible and bands like Runry could make a good living, no more. So what do? Well, if you're this government, you could see what you could do to make a dire situation worse. Just when music is at its wit's end, the government wants to close down a continent to our live musicians with the ridiculous arrangements they've managed to negotiate for bands to Europe. So what do we do to get out of this? Well, it has to start with the budget. Extending the self-employed and support scheme and furlough beyond April has to happen. And we have to ensure that there's insurance in place for live performances. We need to make sure that there's a subsidy available for venues to accommodate social distancing. Madam Deputy Speaker, my heart goes out to this generation of musicians who are having to confront so much just to bring pleasure to us all. The government has the tools. Please now use them. Help this sector out.